The Tandy Corporation's Radio Shack TRS-80 Model II is a compact desktop, business, scientific, and engineering-oriented microcomputer, more powerful than many of the large industrial and commercial mainframe computers of only a decade ago. There's a huge library of user-oriented, menu-driven Radio Shack and non-Radio Shack programs available for the TRS-80 Model II in many fields of endeavor, including legal, accounting, management planning, word processing, and office methods. Special user application languages, such as the business-oriented COBOL and Fortran for engineering and science, are also available. There are numerous programs and courseware available for the education field. This one computer can perform the multiple types of operations that only a few years ago required separate and much larger computers. The Model II is a disk-based computer system consisting of two major components: the keyboard enclosure, which houses the typewriter-style keyboard, and the display console, housing the video display, the read-only memory, ROM, the random access memory, RAM, and the central processing unit, a Zilog Z80A microprocessor chip operating at its maximum design speed of 4 megahertz, 4 million machine cycles per second, is at the heart of the system and accounts for the Model II's multifaceted capabilities. Visual display is provided by a high-resolution 12-inch true video monitor, which has its own controller chip and can be used in either the 24 lines by 80 characters or the 24 lines by 40 characters format. The full ASCII character set, plus 32 special graphics characters, are displayable. Each character and graphic symbol can also be displayed in inverse video. That is, black letters on a white background instead of the normal white letters on a black background. The TRS-80 Model II display module also has one integral 8-inch dual-density disk drive unit built in. There are provisions for 3 additional 8-inch disk drives housed in a special external expansion unit for either desktop or under-desk mounting. When using the expansion drive unit, the disk drive cable replaces the disk terminator. When only the integral disk drive is to be used with the Model II, the TRS-80 disk terminator plug must be inserted into the disk expansion connector on the rear of the video console. Also on the rear of the visual display module is the interface connector panel for attaching the AC power cord, serial channels for printer or modem, a parallel printer channel, and the disk expansion connector. The AC power cord is plugged into the AC outlet on the right side of the rear panel. The other end of the power cord should be plugged into an adequate power source, if possible a 3-wire grounded system to help prevent static electricity buildup. The main power switch is located to the right of the video screen. When the power is turned on, the red LED will be lit. A cable permanently attached to the front edge of the video display console plugs into the rear of the keyboard module. The keyboard can then be slid into the recessed area at the bottom of the video console to give the appearance of a single unit. This feature provides easy portability of the TRS-80 Model II. Also located in the recessed area are the brightness and contrast controls for the video display. Adjust these controls for the most comfortable viewing. Slide the keyboard back into the recess when adjustment is set. The keyboard on the TRS-80 Model II is a 76-key multifunction unit which can be divided into 4 groups. In the central section of the keyboard is the major group of keys, which are light gray in color. This is the alphanumeric group and is used just like a typewriter to produce upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and punctuation marks. On the lower left of the main keyboard are located the mode selection keys. An additional member of this group is the right-hand shift key. All remaining black keys, with the exception of the repeat key, are control keys. This includes all the black keys on the keypad. On the right side of the keyboard is a numeric keypad. These white numeric keys are most convenient for the input of data, especially by skilled 10-key operators. The Control, Shift, Lock, and Caps keys have no effect on the operation of the keypad. On the left edge of the keypad are 4 keys marked with arrows. These are the cursor control keys, used to move the cursor to a different position. These are especially useful in word processing usage. Shift and Lock are 2 of the main keyboard mode keys. In the unshifted mode, lowercase letters, numbers, and unshifted punctuation symbols are typed. In the shifted mode, capital letters and shifted punctuation marks are typed. Press the Lock key down once to put the keyboard in the all capitals and shifted punctuation mode. Its embedded red LED will come on. In this mode, it is not possible to type numbers from the main key group. Use the keypad. To unlock, press either shift key. Next to the left shift is a key marked Caps. Press the key once and its embedded red LED will come on. When the light is on, the letters A through Z are typed as capital letters only. All number and punctuation keys operate in the normal manner. If you want a shifted character, you must press the Shift key. To return to normal, press the Caps key once. Its red light will go off, indicating the computer is back in the normal mode. At the top of the keyboard on the left is a key marked ESC, for escape. It is usually used to exit from a subcommand. Above the Caps key is one marked CTRL, short for Control. Holding down this key while pressing one of the alphanumeric keys will cause the execution of whatever special control function has been assigned to this key by the operating system. There are 2 control keys marked Enter. One is to the right of the main group of gray alphanumeric keys, and the other is to the right of the keypad. These keys function in a manner similar to a typewriter's carriage return key. When pressed, the current line is terminated, and the cursor returns to the left of the video screen to the highest unused line position to await further data input. The break key can be used when the computer does not seem to be operating properly. Pressing this key interrupts anything currently in progress with most programs and returns control of the computer to the keyboard. Execution of any program can be temporarily halted by use of the Hold key. Pressing the key once will stop the program. Pressing again will cause the program to resume execution. This key is useful when listing programs to the video screen. Located on the far right of the keypad are 2 control keys marked F1 and F2. These are special software programmable keys. They can be programmed to output special codes which can be used by the operating system or application software for special functions. More information concerning the usage of these keys can be obtained from your owner's manual or from your instructor or computer specialist. A special convenience is the Repeat key on the lower right. This key works in conjunction with any of the alphanumerics and cursor keys. Press and hold down the Repeat key while pressing the desired key. The keyboard will output a stream of the desired character until you release either key. The remaining special control keys used by the TRS-80 Model II will be discussed more fully as you move into the areas of programming and program utilization. On the front of the video display and located under the on-off switch is the system reset switch. When the break key fails to regain user control of the keyboard, it is sometimes necessary to use this switch. Reset is also used to reinitialize the system when changing program diskettes. Caution should be used when using reset, not to accidentally push the on-off switch by mistake. Before the Model II will operate, it must have a disk operating system. The TRS-80 microcomputer's operating system is called a TRS-DOS and contains the codes necessary to enable all of the functions the Model II is capable of performing. The actual TRS-DOS is contained on an 8-inch magnetic disc permanently sealed in a protective jacket. The oblong read-write window in the protective jacket, red arrow, gives the disk drive access to the diskette so it may read or write data. It is important that the exposed diskette surface not be touched or scratched, as this could cause loss of data or improper operation of the diskette. The small notch, green arrow, is known as the write enable notch. When this notch is uncovered, it is impossible to change data on the diskette. The diskette is then said to be protected. By covering the notch, it is possible to add, delete, or change data on the diskette. Also on the diskette is a label to be used to number or identify its contents. Never write on this label with anything except a soft-tipped felt pen. Pressure from other types of writing instruments might cause permanent damage to the diskette and render it unusable. Before writing on the label, it's a good idea to put the diskette in its protective envelope. On power up, the red LEDs on the power switch and the disk drive will come on. The screen will display the Insert Diskette message on a solid white screen block. The built-in disk drive is called Drive 0. When using the TRS-80, there must always be a TRS-DOS in Drive 0 before the computer will operate. When using the expansion drives, the first unit on the left is number 1, the next is number 2, and the one on the far right is number 3. To correctly load the drive, open the door by pressing the door release lever. The door will spring open. Insert the diskette as far as it will go. You will feel a slight pressure when the diskette is almost completely seated, and you will hear a faint click. This is the locking spring which holds the diskette. Be sure the read-write window and the write enable notch are both facing toward the rear. The diskette label should be facing away from the video screen. Close the door, making sure it latches. As soon as the door is latched, the computer will load the operating system bootstrap program. During this time, the computer also performs a complete diagnostic program of the entire system before loading the TRS-DOS to verify that the entire system is working properly. If it is not, an error message will be displayed. If all is operating correctly, this startup dialog will be displayed after several seconds. If your screen should continue to show Insert Diskette, check to see that you have a TRS-DOS in Drive 0 and not a data or program diskette. Be certain it is properly mounted. Check to see that any external drives are turned on. If necessary, check with your instructor or computer specialist. The startup dialog first asks you to enter the date. The month must be entered as a 2-digit number, followed by a slash mark. The day must also be entered as a 2-digit number, followed by the slash mark. If the month or day is a single number, such as the 4th, it must be preceded by a 0. The year requires all 4 numbers. The computer will accept no other form. You cannot default the date line. The question must be answered in the correct format in order to continue. Next, TRS-DOS will prompt you to enter the time. This is entered in the 24-hour format and must take the form shown on the screen. Again, note that 2 digits must be entered for each step, but now they must be separated by periods. If you do not wish to enter the time, press Enter, and the computer will default the question and continue. If all of the above operations are correctly performed, the computer will respond with the statement, TRS-DOS ready. You are now ready to input a program or data diskette. One of the first things to do when using the TRS-DOS is to make a backup diskette to protect your original from accidental erasure or other damage. The TRS-DOS diskette has a built-in utility program to make a copy of itself or any other diskette. However, before a backup copy can be made, a new or erased diskette must be initialized or formatted. To format a diskette, put the TRS-80 in drive 0 and the blank diskette into drive 1. Type the format command as shown and press enter. The number 1 designates the drive the blank diskette is in. If you have only one disk drive, answer 0 to the drive number question. You will be prompted when to insert the blank diskette. Cover the right enable notch. If you fail to do this, the computer will stop the formatting and return an error message. Press enter, and the computer will begin the actual formatting process, displaying a message that it is formatting a track, then verifying each sector on the track. When formatting is complete, a message indicating the number of flawed tracks, if any, is displayed. It will then write the system's tracks onto the diskette, and when finished, display TRS-80 ready and the cursor. During formatting, the undefined magnetic particles are redefined into 77 tracks, and each track further refined into 26 sectors on which programs and data can be stored. A formatted diskette is also created when it is to be used only for data storage without a disk operating system. When the formatting is completed, you are ready to make the backup diskette. Start by typing backup and pressing enter. The screen will clear. A header message will appear, and you are then asked to enter the source drive number, the destination drive number, these numbers can be the same, and if the source diskette is ready. After these questions are answered, the computer will then read the boot track. You are then asked if the destination disk is ready, and if you wish to change any data on the diskette. After both questions are answered, the actual backup process will begin. Be patient. The backup function takes several minutes to complete. The computer will list the numbers of files examined, copied, and deleted, and will advise of any defective files. When the copying is finished, the backup complete message is displayed, along with the TRS-80 ready message and cursor. It is suggested that after you have made a backup diskette, you remove the original TRS-80 from the computer and put it in a safe place. Use the backup copy to work with. If you have an accident and blow a disk, that is, lose all its data, you will still have your original TRS-80 from which to produce another backup. You are now ready to begin to use the computer and disk operating system to create, use, and save original programs. In order to write, load, and save basic language programs, the computer must be in the basic command mode. To enter this mode, when the TRS-80 ready message is displayed, type basic and press enter. This is the simplest way to load BASIC, but does not allow the opening of any data files. If you are going to create data files along with the program you write, use this form to enter BASIC. The -F tells the computer to open files, and the number following the colon tells the computer how many. When enter is pressed, the computer loads BASIC into memory. A header message gives the version and creation date of BASIC in use, along with copyright data. It also gives the number of unused bytes remaining in memory and the number of files currently open. The ready message is then displayed, followed on the next line by the prompt, the greater than sign, and the blinking block called the cursor. BASIC is now in the command mode and will accept input from the keyboard. At this point, you are ready to either enter a BASIC program from disk or to start writing your own original program. The creation and writing of programs are beyond the scope of this presentation, and you should consult with your instructor or computer specialist for further details. After you've written a program, it can be saved by typing save, followed by a blank space, the double quote mark, and then the name you choose for the program, its file spec. It must start with a letter and have no more than 8 letters or numbers. The file spec is followed by a colon, and then the drive number, 0 to 3, on which the program is to be saved. Press Enter, and the program will be saved on the chosen drive. When the save is finished, the Ready prompt and cursor will return. To load a program previously saved on disk, put the computer in the basic mode. Type Load, followed by a blank space, the double quote mark, and the file spec of the program desired. You may add a colon and a drive number if you wish, and then the double quote mark again. Then press Enter. If you do not specify a drive number, the computer will search all drives until it finds the program. When found, the computer will load the program and display the Ready message. If you wish to see the entire listing of the program you have just written or loaded, type List and press Enter. The program will now be listed on the video screen. To stop the scrolling of the program, press the Hold key once. To scroll on further, press the Hold key again. When the Ready prompt is displayed, type Run and press Enter. Your program will begin execution. If you want to know what is on a diskette, put the computer in the TRS-80 mode. If the computer is still in the basic mode, type System and press Enter. The TRS-80 Ready message will appear. Then type the command dir, short for directory, then the drive number which contains the diskette you wish to know about, and press Enter. The screen will display all programs available to the user, together with information concerning the length of each program. When you have finished working with the computer for the day, remove all diskettes from the drives and put them in their protective envelopes before turning off the power. If you turn off the power with the diskettes still in the drives, you could lose all data and programs. This completes the introduction to the TRS-80 Model II microcomputer operations. Further details and information on the operation of this computer can be obtained from the owner's manual and numerous other books related to operation and programming of this computer.